International Court of Justice, ICJ. Peace Palace, The Hague, Netherlands. Application instituting proceedings between Abdullahi Hashi Habib, Member of Parliament, Federal Republic of Somalia, on behalf of the employees of the Central Bank of Somalia. Defendants: 1. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia. 2. Mr. Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi, Governor of the Central Bank of Somalia. 3. Premier Bank Somalia Financial Institution. Parties to the dispute. 1. Honorable Dr. Abdullahi Hashi Habib, a Member of Parliament of the Federal Republic of Somalia, filing this case on behalf of the employees of the Central Bank of Somalia whose properties were illegally transferred to Premier Bank through an unlawful executive order. 2 defendants: Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, as the President of Somalia, knowingly and willfully signed an illegal executive order to transfer the properties of CBS employees to Premier Bank, despite a final and binding ruling by a Somali court in favor of the employees. 2. Mr. Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi, as the Governor of the Central Bank of Somalia, played a direct role in executing the illegal sale. 3. Premier Bank Somalia, as the recipient of the illegally transferred properties, knowingly engaged in the unlawful transaction and directly paid funds to the President and the Governor in exchange for the stolen assets. Statement of Jurisdiction. This application is filed under Article 36, Section 2 of the Statute of the International Court of Justice, which grants the court jurisdiction over disputes concerning violations of international law, state corruption and financial crimes, human rights violations, including the right to property. The case also falls under the jurisdiction of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, abbreviated as UNCAC, and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, specifically Article 17, which pertains to the right to property. Federal Republic of Somalia is a member of the United Nations and is bound by international legal standards, making this case admissible before the International Court of Justice, abbreviated as ICJ. Subject of the dispute. This dispute concerns the illegal sale of properties belonging to the employees of the Central Bank of Somalia, which is abbreviated as CBS, to Premier Bank, despite a final and binding ruling by a Somali court that recognized the employees' ownership rights. Additionally, the President of Somalia knowingly and willfully signed an illegal executive order to forcefully transfer these properties to Premier Bank in direct violation of the Somali court verdict. Premier Bank knowingly purchased these properties using this illegal executive order, and in return, the funds were directly paid to President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and Governor Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi, instead of being deposited into the Treasury single account at CBS as required by law. This case seeks legal intervention from the International Court of Justice to invalidate the illegal executive order and sale, restoring ownership to the rightful employees. Hold the defendants accountable for contempt of court, corruption, and financial crimes. Ensure financial compensation for the damage suffered by CBS employees. Investigate and prosecute the unlawful direct payments made to the President and Governor. Factual background. A final and legally binding ruling by a competent Somali court recognized the ownership rights of CBS employees over certain properties. Despite this ruling, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud willfully signed an illegal executive order to forcibly transfer these properties to Premier Bank. The governor of CBS facilitated the execution of this illegal transaction. Premier Bank knowingly accepted the properties despite the court ruling in favor of CBS employees. The sale proceeds were not deposited into the Treasury single account at CBS as required by law. Instead, the funds were directly transferred to private accounts controlled by the President and the Governor, constituting financial crimes and corruption. The Somali judicial system has been undermined, setting a dangerous precedent where court rulings can be ignored by state officials. Legal claims. 1. Violation of the right to property. Article 17 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their property. The defendants have illegally confiscated the properties of CBS employees and transferred them to Premier Bank without legal justification. 2. Contempt of court and violation of the rule of law. The defendants willfully ignored a final and binding court ruling, violating the principles of judicial independence and the rule of law. Their actions set a precedent that judicial decisions can be disregarded, threatening justice and governance in Somalia. 3. Corruption, financial crimes, and abuse of power. United Nations Convention Against Corruption, abbreviated as UNCAC, obligates Somalia to combat corruption and abuse of power. The defendants misappropriated public funds by unlawfully transferring sale proceeds directly to the president and governor instead of depositing them into the Treasury Single Account, which is abbreviated as TSA. Premier Bank knowingly participated in this corrupt deal, making it liable under international anti-money laundering and financial integrity laws. 4. Violation of international financial and banking regulations. The illegal transfer of sale proceeds violates Somalia's Public Financial Management Act of 2019, which mandates that all government revenues be deposited in the Treasury Single Account at CBS. The offshore transfer of funds constitutes an international money laundering offense, warranting scrutiny under global financial regulations. Relief sought. The plaintiff respectfully requests the International Court of Justice to 1. Declare illegal executive order null and void and restore full ownership rights to the affected CBS employees. 2. Order the Somali government and the Central Bank of Somalia to comply with the Somali court ruling and compensate the employees for damages incurred. 3. Impose legal and financial sanctions on President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, Governor Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi, and Premier Bank Somalia for their illegal actions. 4. Investigate and prosecute the illegal transfer of sale proceeds to the private accounts of the President and Governor. 5. Issue an injunction preventing Premier Bank from engaging in further transactions involving disputed assets until full legal compliance is ensured. Evidence submitted. The plaintiff submits the following evidence to support the claims. 1. Certified copies of the Somali court ruling recognizing the ownership rights of CBS employees. 2. The illegal executive order signed by President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud to transfer CBS employees' properties to Premier Bank. J. Subpoena documents. 3. Official documents and transaction records show the illegal sale of properties. J. Subpoena documents. 4. Financial records proving that sale proceeds were never deposited into the Treasury Single Account at CBS, but instead transferred to private accounts controlled by the President and Governor. J. Subpoena documents. 5. Correspondence and official statements from CBS employees protesting the illegal transfer. 6. Government and banking documents proving the involvement of the Somali President, CBS Governor, and Premier Bank in the corrupt deal. J. Subpoena documents. Request for hearing. The plaintiff formally requests a hearing before the International Court of Justice to present oral arguments, evidence, and witness testimonies. Given the severity of the violations and the ongoing harm to CBS employees, the plaintiff requests the court to expedite proceedings and issue an interim injunction to prevent further misappropriation of state assets. Declaration. Honorable Dr. Abdullahi Hashi Habib, do hereby declare that the facts stated in this application are true to the best of my knowledge and belief. Will be filed on 5th of February 2025, submitted by Dr. Abdullahi Hashi Habib, Member of Parliament, Federal Republic of Somalia, on behalf of the employees of the Central Bank of Somalia, Place The Hague, Netherlands. Dr. Abdullahi Hashi Habib, 29th February 2025. Member of Parliament, Federal Republic of Somalia,